After a long moment of silence, Peter finally spoke. I'll be the bait. The moment I heard those words, I snapped out of my thoughts. I realized how weak I had been acting, as if refusing to make a decision would somehow change our fate. I looked at Peter and shook my head. No, you won't. You're in this mess because I dragged you into it, so it's my responsibility to take you out of it too. I knew how much Peter was trying to take on his shoulders, and I couldn't let him sacrifice himself for my mistake. We took a few deep breaths and calmed ourselves. Then we started making a plan. This time, there was no room for mistakes. We had to make it work, so we thought through every possibility, every variable, every outcome we could imagine. Half an hour later, we were finally ready. It was time to end this stupid game of cat and mouse. We slowly started walking toward the edge of the mountain. For some reason, the entire mountain had gone silent. Not a single bird, not a single insect. It felt as if even the sound of my breathing was too loud. That sudden silence terrified both of us, but we kept moving. As we were about to reach the edge, we heard someone breathing heavily. I looked at Peter. Wait a few moments before following me. If you try to possess someone, I wanted to choose me instead of you. Peter silently nodded. If anything goes wrong, give me a signal. I nodded back and continued alone. With every step, my heartbeat grew louder. When I finally reached the top, I froze. A man was sitting on a huge rock near our old camping spot. He looked exactly like me. Every feature, every expression except something about him felt horribly wrong. He slowly looked up at me and smiled. So, you finally came. His smile grew wider. I've been waiting for you. Then he started laughing. It wasn't a normal laugh. It sounded twisted, almost inhuman. Even though his face was identical to mine, there was something deeply unsettling about him. My entire body started trembling. Without realizing it, I slowly began stepping backward. I knew the plan. I was supposed to let him enter my body. That was the only way we could end this, but knowing that and actually letting it happen were two completely different things. Then, in the blink of an eye, he appeared right in front of me. I could feel his warm breath against my face. His eyes were filled with excitement, and then he vanished. The instant he disappeared, a sharp pain exploded inside my chest. I grabbed my chest and collapsed to my knees. It felt as though something inside me was alive. The pain kept getting worse every second. I fought as hard as I could to stay conscious, but it became harder and harder. Then I felt it. Something had wrapped itself around my heart, slowly, tightening its grip. That was the signal. It was time. I pulled the sharp tree branch from my pocket and tried to stab my chest. I pushed with everything I had. Nothing. Not even a scratch. It was as if my body had become harder than stone. I pushed again. 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 Still nothing. I shouted, "Peter!" Within seconds, Peter came running. He knew exactly what he had to do, but he hesitated. I screamed his name once more. That reminded him of our plan. He grabbed the other end of the sharp branch, and together we pushed with all our strength. This time, the branch finally began leaving some scratches on my chest. Tears streamed down Peter's face, but he did not stop. His hands trembled as he kept pushing. Still, He was not using all of his strength. He was terrified that he might stab my heart instead. But every second he hesitated, that monster inside me was growing stronger. I realized we would never succeed like this. I grabbed Peter's hand, looked him in the eyes, and with every ounce of strength I had left, I forced the branch deep into my own chest. The sharpened wood pierced through. Blood immediately poured from the wounds. Peter's hands, once pale white, were now completely covered in dark red blood. My vision slowly started fading. At that moment, I knew I wasn't going to survive. With the little strength I had left, I looked at Peter. Run. My voice was barely a whisper. If someone finds us, they'll think you killed me. But Peter ignored me. He fell to his knees beside me, crying uncontrollably as he desperately pressed against my chest, trying to stop the blood. It was useless. I could already feel life slipping away as I took my final breath. A smile appeared on my face. Everything around me slowly faded into darkness. Peter's cries became quieter and quieter until there was nothing. No sound, no pain, no fear. I didn't really have any regrets, but if I could have eaten my mom's cooking just one more time, that would have been enough. With that final thought, I closed my eyes. Then I heard a familiar voice. At first, I thought I was imagining it, but the voice came again. Wake up! I slowly opened my eyes. Mom was standing beside my bed. She smiled. Breakfast is ready. Without saying a word, I hugged her tightly. She looked confused. What's gotten into you? I pulled back and quickly asked, Mom, what's today's date? She looked at me for a moment before answering. It's 18th of May. Why? I smiled. Nothing. I just had a really bad dream.